there, partner.
We are back. Josh Landers looking crystal clear. Nice picture behind you. What have we got there?
Jimmy Riley. This is Angelina Jolie.
That
She's
is.
she's our housewife.
I love it. I mean, what is that in the front room?
This actually is. This is our front room art here, right in front of right above the couch. So this is going to be the NFL watching couch this season and shit like that. So we had to have Angelina tight right next to us. She's like our good luck charm.
Good luck charm. That's some good luck charm. Have you seen that her and Steve Buscemi look exactly alike when they're both younger?
I don't know who Steve Buscemi is.
Guy in the end of Billy Madison that puts the lipstick on. Funky looking guy in all the Adam Sandler movies. Come on, you know who Steve Buscemi is. Seth would kill you
in
right
all
now.
Adam Sandler movies?
Yeah, he's the crazy eyes in Mr. Deeds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Looks exactly like Angelina Jolie when they're younger.
Interesting. Childhood pictures reveal it all, honestly. Like someone you think maybe they don't look like the other person, but when you see their childhood photo, you'd be like, those two are like identical twins. That's how I feel about me and my mom. Like I don't see the resemblance in us right now, but I see her childhood photo and I'm like, oh, that's me.
Totally me. Yeah. I mean, I guess me and my sister are a little bit closer. Me and Morgan were like exactly alike, and she hates to hear it, but it's the truth. I love that though. Isn't it weird though? I feel like sometimes the ugliest parents end up making the hottest people. Like, I feel like it's either hot and hot makes a good looking kid, or like ugly and ugly. But if you have like one parent that's decent looking, your kid comes out looking like trash.
Yeah, like there'll be like some
me,
super hot chick on IG on Father's Day posting a picture with her parents, and you're like, how did they make you? He's like 5'5" and wrinkly and fat.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't get it. But wild. What have you been up to, dude?
So I don't know if this has been announced in the pod or not, but I got let go from my job. Did we talk about that on the last pod or not?
We did not. It happened It happened, I think, the week after we had last talked.
So this was like a week ago. So they let me go. I had a bad month where I didn't get to 50% of the quota. So they have a rule on there. And this is so much fun. I mean, I can tell the whole kind of story. They have a rule where, if you don't make it to 50% of your quota, they'll let you go. So
just right off the get-go, even if you have something in the works like coming through.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, that was my first time missing quota as an account executive. So I can still put that on my resume. Only missed quota one time my whole career. But the one time that I did, I got let go.
Yeah, you don't need to add that.
And it was just the worst. Oh, well, I can't really say anything bad. I have like an NDA, so I'm not going to I honestly probably shouldn't even say too much, but pretty much I got an email from HR. I'll just say what happened. I got an email from HR the day, and I had known that if I don't get to 50% that I could be fired, right? And then the morning I show up knowing that I didn't get to the number I needed to get to, I get an email from HR being like, how do you want your last paycheck?
Whoa.
And I was like, I haven't even been I replied to the email. I said, I haven't been terminated yet. This feels like a inappropriate way to notify me of my termination. Like no meeting was set, nothing. It was so weird.
That's kind of crazy. Has anyone that you know been let go that way since you've been there, or because of that reason?
There was one guy, Luke Newquist's cousin, Trent Newquist, got let go for kind of the same reason, but I'm sure he had been on PIP before, or,
right?
He had missed the quota before at some point. So it's all good though, either way. So life's actually been awesome. Like, not having a job for a week now, it's been pretty sweet. I've just been getting up every day and just living a way more active lifestyle. Nice. We got the PB Rec Center right in our backyard, so I've just been going out. I got a lacrosse stick.
No way! Guy broke out the old spoon.
Broke out old spoon. And my next job, the one that I'm kind of most excited for, that I'm going to be applying to, is going to be as selling like tickets, group season tickets, things like that for the San Diego Seals, the indoor lacrosse team. here in San Diego.
That's kind of sick. I didn't know you guys had an indoor lacrosse team down there. We were just
So
talking
I'm
about
kinda,
some box locks.
yeah, some box law, and I'm pretty interested in that just because I want to see if there's a way I could do that job and have that as my job, but then get them to allow me to do the play-by-play commentary or analyst.
It's
You
a
know,
good foot in. Definitely. I see you
that's it.
working.
I just
Yeah.
need something. I just need something. I think that'd be an awesome start. So we'll see. We'll see if they can like pay enough. It doesn't seem like to be the most lucrative job ever, but we'll
Right.
check it out.
Yeah. Now, could you collect unemployment for a while? Is that in the thing? Or is it because
I can.
it wasn't
I've applied
disciplinary, right?
for.
So it's like, yeah.
No. Yeah, I applied for it and all that, and I'm like, uh, I don't know, like the work had my manager call me and be like, like, is Josh upset? Like, tell him how this has happened to other people, yada yada. Like a week after I got fired,
Oh
and
my
I was
God.
just like, I
Christ.
was like, and I was like, tell him like my official statement is that I've been in touch with the lawyer. So they're like freaking out because this is the part of the story that's missing. This is honestly the part of the story that's missing. So I
Should
go
you be
into
saying
that,
this?
huh?
Should you be saying it?
I mean, he said he's not going to pass that message on because then he's just going to have to deal with it. So that's like the end game. But I'm wondering if I should say it over email. I think I'm going to wait till I get my last commission check and then I get my unemployment squared away before I say it. But they're kind of shitting the bed because, they're just shitting the bed. In the termination meeting, I asked for the meeting to be recorded, like for
Mm-hmm.
them to take notes. And then I like asked a bunch of questions about, if this has happened before, yada, yada. They lied during that meeting, on a fact that I had like pre-checked with someone else because it had happened before. And so pretty much I was asking for the notes after the meeting and then they won't send the notes. And then she said, "Oh, there must have been a misunderstanding." And I was like, "There wasn't a misunderstanding. I asked you to record it, and then at the end, I asked if you would send it to me, and you said yes. So whatever. That's why at this point, I want them to. That's why they had the manager call me because they're like, "What doesn't he get? Why does he want the notes? Yada yada." And
I
anyway, I just kind of want this to be brought up in their founders meeting and shit like that. Like,
100%.
oh,
Think about me.
like, did
Yeah.
we fuck up? Like, did
Exactly.
we fuck up? Did we think about it? Like that type of thing. So I'm like, it's like the devil and the angel on my shoulder. I'm like, what is this gonna do for your career? Like, what is it gonna do for you to say this? But at the same time, it's just like this little get back because I can't say too much, but I think they have some stuff to be like wary about. So
Well,
so yeah, making them pay. It's just devil on the shoulder, angel on the shoulder. It's like, do I do it? It's very
and
late, very dangerous.
it's not even a devil, you know what I mean? It's because if they're in the wrong and they did the wrong thing, it's like that's on them. You know what I mean? That's the world we live
I
in
want it
now.
to weigh at their conscience even longer. I don't want it to be a clean break.
A
No, I
hundred
want this to
percent.
be like, oh man, we just let this guy go
Exactly.
one bad.
You want your
But
name
yeah,
to be a subject line on that meeting. Ah, shit, we got to talk about Landers. What's Landers gonna do?
yeah, and the way I really could phrase the email would be to say something like, me and other former employees are in touch with the lawyer.
Right.
You know, like that
Um,
would really make him shit the bed. That'd be so funny.
that would be damn. That's shitty though. I mean, I know like I text you seeing what's up and you said you're better off because of it, and I don't doubt that at all. But it always is just a shitty feeling having to go through that whole process and like, God.
It's a key to life though. You got to take redirection as an upgrade. You know, if you see redirection as an upgrade, then you'll always be doing okay. But if you see every redirection as a step back, then you'll just keep going backwards.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
the big thing for me is just getting in shape. Like I've just taken the time to wake up in the morning, go do my sprints, just get in good shape, go play lacrosse, be outdoors, get some sun. So it's been really great so far. I just am in limbo right now, blasting out the resume, doing my thing there. So
Love that. I mean, and I'm sure getting fit's helping the mentals too. You know what I mean? It's like how if you're getting in shape, I feel like it's hard to be worried about a lot of other shit. You're more dog tired most of your day, and you're just getting through it. Have you thought about going back to the old jits at all while you have some time off?
Oh, so much, man, so much. But now the thing about being unemployed is I got to refigure out my budget, shit like that. That's the
Right.
only
I was
tough
thinking
part.
about it.
But I will say I'm pretty sure their open mats on the weekend are just open. You know,
Oh, that's kind
so
of
even
sick.
if I don't do them, I probably could go and do it. And Johnny Ottawall, shout out, is definitely interested in jiu-jitsu. He's talking about like, if he wasn't golfing and spending so much money on golf that he would be into it. So him and I are gonna kind of be on it together. We're both flirting with it.
I
You know
love
what
that.
I mean?
I love it. It's so much easier if you have someone to go with too. If you do the old buddy system, at least to get started. That's how me and do you remember Eric Johnson, Kenny's old roommate?
Of course.
Yeah, we started back together in Reno, and then I stuck with it. Some don't. That's okay.
You broke back in Reno?
No, that's not what I said.
No, what, you and Eric Johnson. What did you say?
I said we started doing jiu-jitsu together. Yeah, freaking loser.
Rear naked?
Yeah, rear naked. You're so dumb. Dude, speaking of, I fucked my back up at jiu-jitsu. Yeah, like, I mean, not bad. I already back, but like this was like last week, and this new girl started literally that week, or maybe the week before, I don't know. But we're sitting there after, and I'm like not rolling. She's like, "Oh, what's up? Like, why aren't you out there?" And I was like, "Oh, I hurt my back." She's like, "Oh, I'm actually a massage therapist. Like, do you want me to like?"
Okay.
Yeah. She's like, "Well, do you want me to like massage like your back and like do a session right here?" I was like, I mean, fuck, if you're offering shit. And so
where are the oils? Let's get it going.
No oils. But dude, stretched out my back and like just legs in general. I haven't had it done in so long by somebody else. Like immediately loosened up my back like 60%. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think flexibility is the key to keeping the back right. And I deal with the lower lumbar, kind of glute area, hip connector.
And that's what she's like, "Oh, it's the hip flexors." And I'm like, "Eesh, I don't want to be stretching those." But so she's
IT band.
Yeah, literally. That's like the new thing. It was that, and then like the psoas muscle was a huge thing forever. Everyone was like, "It's the psoas." I don't even know what the fuck it is still. But she was like, she like finished up the massage, whatever, and then she like goes to like the other room, and this guy couldn't even wait. He thought she had left. Starts making comments literally immediately. She's like, "Oh," she's like, "At least we know you're not gay now." Like stuff like that. Hilarious to everybody else, but she like walked in the room. Don't think she found it very funny.
Oh, she was still there.
Yeah, didn't leave. Yeah, he thought she hadn't left. And she came
not
back.
Cool,
yeah, but funny. And she came back.
Not your fault.
No. And she came back and was like, "Wait, what's going on?" And we're like, nothing. So bad. But
wrong locker room, sweetheart.
Yeah, I feel bad. She literally like the nicest person ever. Helping a person out she doesn't even know. But yeah, fucking backs and jiu-jitsu. Well, speaking of, we're not gonna do the draft, but we were gonna draft our MMA, our MMA fighter with MMA styles. We've hit an audible. We
can talk through it.
Yeah,
we can talk through it.
We'll save it for a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to mention that because I had a few that were pretty damn good.
What were you thinking was like to be, so say, we have a child like Bane born in the dark, right?
Right.
Or like Charlie from Always Sunny when he was like preparing for the fighting competition, and we have to equip them with different martial arts skills to then head into that cage with someone else who we don't know who it's going to be. What is the first martial arts skill that you think is the one to go to?
Freestyle wrestling.
What do we equip them with?
Freestyle wrestling as a kid. If you have a wrestling base, with that comes cardio, grit.
So you think let's say the kid's 6 years old and he trains in freestyle wrestling until he's 18 years old. And there's another kid who's 6 years old and trains in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, until he's 18 years old. and then we throw him in a cage.
See, but that's not
And
what
this,
we were.
unless the wrestler is Bo Nickel.
And a lot of the times that plays out in a, like, it's tough in a cage. A wrestler in a cage is different, right? Because it's enclosed. You can't like technical fall someone. There's a lot of things you can't do as a wrestler. But at the same time, I don't know. I think jiu-jitsu wins that just because that many years in jiu-jitsu, you're a fucking black. I mean, that's 12 years, right? That's like a high-level black belt. But my thought going in was we're adding skill sets to this. So it's like you mix a wrestler with a Muay Thai kid. You start throwing them in Muay Thai at 10, 12, 14.
But what are you going to add to really combat the jiu-jitsu? Because everything ends up in a grappling match at some point.
Right, but wrestlers have the ability to at least stand things up most of the time. A lot of submissions are, I mean, obviously a lot of them get caught in chokes. That's the problem with freestyles. It's a shitty stance for MMA. So it's like, if he's only learning that, it's going to be hard. Like, Bo Nickel's done a good job out of like breaking out of that style, but I feel like Greco-Roman, the guys are more straight up and down as you would be in a fight. But yeah, I don't know.
But if he had Muay Thai, but then say the jiu-jitsu kid had kickboxing or Taekwondo.
I'll throw, how about Sambo? I would have the kid doing Sambo and from age of 6. That's what Khabib did. That's like, it's combat Sambo is like a gi top, you're in shorts. So it's a lot of judo throws, punching in the face, elbows, knees, kicks. So it's like the Russians created it. Or the Soviets, not even the Russians, the crazy fucks, the real crazies.
Mother Russia. Yeah.
But I don't know. That's tricky. If they could only train one, that's real fucking tough, because you would think a jiu-jitsu guy has a strong neck, could take a punch, could probably get it to the ground.
I mean, I just think the jiu-jitsu guy will always be able to be safe, you know? He'll grab the wrestler, put him in his guard, and it'll just be like, maybe a good wrestler won't get choked out, but
yeah, no, it's true.
Like, we talked about the Bo Nickel story on the pod last week, I think, but about how he was just a wrestler. You know, Bo Nickel,
yeah. I'm just trying to think of what we talked about.
Well, he was just a wrestler, but then his first time ever doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it was against Gordon Ryan, the GOAT. I mean,
was it?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, which is like. Well, you playing basketball against Michael Jordan. I mean, not you. Sorry, I don't know the comparison.
Help, not for me.
Yeah, I don't know the comparison, but that guy is like so far and away above everyone in no-gi jiu-jitsu. It's like, it's crazy. He's the biggest asshole. He calls himself
the Barry
king.
Bonds. He's the Barry Bonds of jiu-jitsu.
But above Barry Bonds, he was like Wayne Gretzky when there was no one else.
Well, let's keep Wayne out of this.
No. I'm telling dude,
because Wayne was clean, no roids.
That's fair. This guy's juicing out the gills, and he doesn't shy away from that. He says it's legal in competition. You'd be dumb not to.
Well, good for him then.
Yeah.
You know what? Good for him. It's the Patriot way.
Yeah.
Good for him. But the story with Bo Nickel is that his first time ever doing jiu-jitsu was at like this like wrestling camp or whatever, but there was like a little jiu-jitsu section. And he went, dominated, ragdolled the white belt, ragdolled the blue belt, you know, tapped out a purple belt, and then fucking was just battling with the black belt.
Yeah.
And didn't get tapped, and was just like, all right, so maybe if you really are a dominant like wrestler, I think you probably could hang tight with like an average athlete jiu-jitsu guy, potentially.
I think that as well. I mean, and just the wrestling guys, they have so many more hours on the mat than maybe not the jiu-jitsu guys, but then like other combat sports. That's like a full day sport. You know what I mean? Like competitions as well as in the training room. They're in there for days or conditioning for it. But like we have white belt, wrestlers at the gym where the guy's literally like high 30 years old and he's been wrestling since he was a kid. So he's got like 25 plus years mat experience. And he's just like me and him will go at it. And it's like, he taps me out like, but unless I catch him in a choke, like there's no tapping. Like they're not going to tap to like pressure or like an arm bar. Like they're always like knowing where they're at, trying to get out of things. So
Solid base, good foundation.
Yeah, but
I almost did wrestling.
yeah, I mean, you have all the guys around you pushing. All your pops friends are all wrestlers. Was your pop a wrestler too?
Yeah, a little high school wrestler. I think he wrestled a bit at Chico too.
Oh
But
damn, I didn't know that. Sick.
yeah, grew up wrestling. So I figured out recently actually that I think wrestling is like my love language. You know how people are like, "What's your love language?" And everyone always says like kind of like the basic ones or whatever, like the standard ones. But like
Mhm.
if you wanted to get more specific, I think it's wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, like I'll get in there, fucking body lock. You know what I mean?
I mean, I know what you mean. That's
But if you didn't know that that was my love language, you'd be probably like, "What is this person doing?" You know?
facts. I would be
But
like, what?
but if we're golfing and I grab you in a fucking full Nelsie,
It's hey, that's like the coach
it's love, brother.
when Josh
When I put
stops
you in the
wrestling
triangle
you,
choke?
that's when you got to be worried.
Exactly.
Good. Nah. So, well, I was thinking on that lines. What's the toughest workout you've ever been through? Do you remember?
It was a football. It was a football workout.
Yeah.
And it was just like a trainer. It was just me and JP. We were at Willow Glen, right in kind of like the soccer field in between the barn and the fucking like the pools and the real football field.
Yeah.
But pretty much it was just like, like laying out some cones, and just like back and forth and back and forth. And then just like I had to tap out. I was gonna die for sure.
Wait.
I would have died. If I would have died if I literally just kept going as I was being instructed to do, I would have died for sure. I was so dead. I was dead.
So was it for football? Like
it was like for football.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a football workout.
So it was like a Michael Ruzioni type deal where you guys was this just a conditioning in the summer or were you guys being punished?
No, just conditioning in the summer.
Mm.
Yeah. Just getting right. I mean, in all honesty, the coach was doing exactly what he should have been doing, because I feel like I can't say on what most programs look like, but it's really hard to get your legs in the conditioning that they need to be to actually play football the right way because you have to stay so low the whole time and change directions so much that burns out your legs so quick. So you literally can't do too much like field work, sprints, squats, all that stuff, wall sits.
Yeah.
Yoga, honestly.
Yoga is really good. Yeah, that stable positioning. I just even dropping down in like a half pistol squat to pick something up and you sit there for like a couple seconds, you're like, "Ooh, boy, like this is not as easy as it looks."
It's really not. So, and that's the biggest blessing of just being more active and not having this job right now is that I'm just like way more active. My legs feel right, I'm fucking opening up into a full sprint. Like like I did it for the first time in a long time and I was feeling it the next day, But little by little, I'm starting to feel right, like activating all those muscles. So
yeah, and I'm sure the hoop runs are going to get better too.
Huh?
I said I'm sure the hoop runs are going to get better too.
Yeah. The other thing is I've been lifting weights over at Johnny Ottawa and Nick Leone's house, and Nick Leone is on a crazy program right now. He's got me dead. I just like jumped straight into him. I'm like, Nick, whatever you're doing, I'm doing. Let's do it. He's like, all right. Well, he's like, I do the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing, so we try and get 200 reps of every muscle group. So we're just like going through this nasty circuit, like day one, just shocking the system. And the muscle right here where the elbow connects on the inside. I need some R-Cali muscle here. I need to get right.
I need to get right. What are you hitting that's hitting that muscle?
We were doing buys, some hammer curls.
Nice.
Just everything. But my body wasn't ready. I was ego lifting for sure.
I was gonna say, and now were you doing the same weight as Nick? 'Cause he looks pretty big right now.
Same way. I would modify where I needed to. Okay. And yeah, he's definitely in good shape right now. So I'm trying to get in good shape again, get nice and jacked. But yeah, my body was hurting, so the hoop run didn't really go too well.
Yeah.
A lot of air ball threes, actually. A lot of
gotta bend the knees.
Now, this might be a hot take or a controversial take, but I feel like recently I may or may not be the best shooter out there in the hoop run. Consistently hitting multiple threes every hoop run, you know? Like, I'm starting to become the one that they don't want to leave open. And maybe some people disagree with that take, but I can tell by the way they're defending me that it's getting serious. I'm not getting as many free looks.
Right, you're
but
not.
The problem is when you're starting to hit multiple threes consistently, is you start to think everything's a good look and you start pulling them. And when you get a couple air balls on some of those threes, the teammates, the glue, it starts to deteriorate a little bit. And no one wants to be that guy.
Now, after how many misses on an open look or on a good look are you passing it up? Is it after 2 misses you're taking that next good look and saying, I'll give this one up, or you got the green light all night?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it stops. I was going to say maybe
shooting out of a slump warrior style?
Yeah, it has to get up to like 15, 20.
Oh, that's a lot.
Well, you're saying before I hit a single shot? I mean,
between shots.
I'm not shooting 15 and not hitting one, but like 8.
That's
like
still,
8.
It's still a lot for a old big man.
Well, dude, why would you stop shooting at 8? Because say the goal for 3-point shooting is you want to get 30%, 33% if you want to be specific, right?
Right.
So if I stop shooting at 8, like I'm ruining my chances of getting there. Because if I hit the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th, I just hit 30%.
Yeah, but if you miss the 8th, 9th, and 10th, then you're still shooting 0 and your teammates are upset with you.
That's a win-win. Shooting percentage doesn't go down.
And the teammates are upset? That's not necessarily a win.
Yeah. And that's the thing about hooping. Teammates can be upset, but at the end of the day, the game ends. People take off their shoes and they go home. I spent a lot of years being the guy that doesn't take shots at hoop runs. And I think those days are just over.
Just making up for lost times with the fucking...
I really am. I really am. You have no idea how many hoop runs I went and made the extra pass and played good defense and just swung it around, you know?
Right. Being the guy that's fun to hoop with, the guy that you know you're getting the ball back from, the Jackie Moon to someone's coffee black, only if you want it. Give it back, only if you want it.
Yeah, and it's like someone's got to shoot.
For sure. Now, is Ken going out there? Is he still pulling threes? Will Lamb? And you're saying you're better at ripping threes than all the boys.
So Will Lamb is back in New York.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And when I say all the boys, I'm not including this one guy, Shelly, that we play with, who's like way better than the rest of us. But I'm saying like the boys. Kenny doesn't pull threes. I think he hit like 1 today, 2, maybe 2 tops.
Is he shooting them at least?
No, he's not pulling them.
I'm going to have to give him a phone call. This is crazy. This is right back to high school. Kenny, we need you to shoot the ball.
No, but he's a different beast now. Now he's just taking it for layups, dude.
He's in that Rajon era.
I'm giving him body, and he's just giving me body way more and just bumping me out of there. And I'm just like, God damn.
Damn.
But I foul him every time. If someone's coming through the lane, I just put the hand on the hip.
Oh, guide him through. Yeah.
I just guide him through. Keep that momentum going.
Exactly.
Try and make this shot with that momentum go.
And if they call that foul, they are the softest human on. You can't call that in.
Yeah.
No.
But that's what Kenny does. He never calls fouls, but if you do it to him and you come down, you're gonna get got. You're just gonna get got. He says, "I still owe you another one."
Yeah, that's why Kenny's the sickest. He's still got that young Kenny in him. Don't let him fool you. He'll still get after it.
He keeps the tab, man. He keeps the tab, but I'm never paying my tab.
Love that. Speaking of paying tabs and getting an old wrestling, did you see the brawl, the Alabama boat brawl?
Oh my goodness, I did.
Incredible.
I was trying to find the correct footage of it. I don't know. I had to kind of source it from multiple.
Oh, there was like 5 different angles. That's it. You had to get them all. I mean, incredible from start to finish. So if you guys haven't seen it, just look up Alabama Riverboat Brawl. I'm sure it'll pop up. We had ourselves a race war. Bum, 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 bum. Incredible. And you know what? The white people deserved every last bit of it. Oh, my throat's gone.
They got what they had coming to them, but I'm not sure about the lady sitting down who got hit in the head with a chair.
That's what
I don't know if she had it coming to her, to be honest.
That's what I was going to say, yes. 100%. The guy brought out the chair like a WWE match and started smashing people in the head. And I was like, at first, he's hitting other dudes in the head that were fighting him back. I'm like, that's fair game. These guys started it. They started a 9-on-1 brawl. And so finally, the guy, incredible, throws the hat up, the security guard, and like all of a sudden it just like, I've seen so many memes, like the Avengers memes. All of his boys start showing up from I'm assuming the riverboat company that he's working for, trying to dock. And
not even his boys, I don't think.
No, I don't think all of them were, but I think the guys that eventually all in the blue shirts, I think they are with him. But like the original ones, no, they were just coming from up top. They just saw what was going on. We're like, not happening.
The one swam.
The one, hopped off the riverboat and fucking swam to the shore. And by the time he got there, shit was already like popping off. It was incredible though. It reminded me of the good old days of Twitter. That's what was going around Twitter this week, and like the commentaries on it, so perfect.
Oh, it's the best. And it's the good old days of YouTube as well, because that would always be the first thing that I would like look up in 2006, would just be like brawls, street fights, you know? And it was the classic bully getting beat up moment, which everyone loves to see.
Yeah, exactly. You can't, the guy started it. He seemed like a real piece of shit. And then got just the tits beat off of him. Got his sister beat up and knocked out multiple times. Got his mom. I think that was his family. I don't think they were even friends. I think it was family. But incredible. Have you been in any almost scraps lately? I know we had a time there where you were
been in 2 fights my whole life. I've told the story for both of them on this pod already, so that's old.
That's why I said almost. That's why I said almost fights, because I feel like there's usually some testiness. You go out more than me. That's the only reason I ask. I don't even go out anymore. So like my room for fights is like if someone road rages and like cuts me off, that'd be the only way I'm getting in a fight these days.
No, you never get in a road rage fight.
That's what I mean. Exactly. That's what I mean. Like never. I'm not getting out the car. I'd run someone over before I get in a road rage fight. Let's be honest. I'm using that car as a weapon. Fuck that.
Yeah. No, I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. So, nothing to fight about.
Yeah. That's good though. That's good.
Nothing to fight about, man. What is there to fight about?
There's a lot to fight about.
You know what I love? Speaking of something to fight about, I love the like video memes or like little whatever of like the 6'8" like bodybuilder jacked ass dude.
Oh, Bradley
just
Martin.
Like walking. Not even him, but he's hilarious too. We'll come back to that. But just
that's what I thought you were going.
Slapping a girl's ass when they're walking with their boyfriend or husband, but just like a huge guy,
Dude.
It's just the moment they turn around and they're like, what am I gonna do, man?
You have to swing. You have to swing.
No, Jim, Imanari roll for sure.
I mean, obviously. But
what if you did that?
That would be sick. Or like
on cement.
So the thing is, if you know how to roll, you're kind of protecting your head's not going to get smashed too much. But if you did an Imanari roll and just let that late leg fly a little high and maybe hit him with the rolling thunder on the way in, you never know.
Oof.
That would be sick. You just drop an oofs on me.
Oof.
But yeah, I mean, what are you doing in that situation? You swinging, or you just taking it? I mean, I guess not you, but
it's probably going to start with a nice big old push to the chest.
That's I feel like
a nice big push to the chest and get out of here, bitch.
But I feel like you can't give him any warnings. I feel like that's the type of guy, if he's slapping your girl's ass, he'll fight you, right? I mean,
hey, it's either a turn and like assert dominance verbally. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, keep it moving. Fuck you. Walk away. That's right.
Or just like
a little bit of that.
A calf kick.
Like tell him to do what he's already doing.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought, pussy. Yeah, walk away.
Yeah. That's right. No, but if not, the other thing you got to do is just be like, man, That's right. Come for the dap, and then just
oh, I like
elbow.
that. I like that. The bow.
Elbow to the nose. Get him to start gushing, and then just follow with a knee to the head. It might have to be a flying knee. He's a big guy, or a nut shot. Honestly, at that point, I think that's the call. Knee to the nuts. You come up like nice and casual, like nice and like non-confrontational, and then just a knee to the nuts.
I like I like the elbow and then the knee to the nuts, and like a hopping knee. You know what I mean? Like a
or like elbow, knee to the nuts, knee to the head. Because as soon as you get knee to the nuts,
you're going down. Yes. I like this. We can work with this. Wow, what an unfortunate situation to find yourself in. That would be horrible. But like, let's go back to the Bradley Martyn for a second. That guy, crazy, right? I mean, do you think he could be?
I'm 260.
Crazy.
I'm 260.
And I think he's caught on to the shtick now, and so he obviously is just saying about everything. But supposedly him and Mighty Mouse are doing a jiu-jitsu match.
Come on, dog.
What do you think happens?
Dude, Bradley gets submitted in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure you were going down that path. And like, it would be different, right? If he could like pick him up and slam him. And even then, I think Demetrius would have enough skills to like recover to his feet before he got slammed.
Dude, if you let striking be a thing and made it more like full-on street fight, he stands less of a chance. Way less of a chance.
Really? You think less?
Is that you think that's a hot take, or is that like
I think that's a hotter take because he obviously would be able to absorb Mighty Mouse's punches a little bit more than someone in his own weight class, and he had the chance to get his hands on him and like just slam him. But I don't know. That's a good point. I think Mighty Mouse might have the ultimate distance control and just pick him apart.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's getting chopped down big time. He's going to be throwing these big hooks. He's going to be telegraphing everything. Personally, I think Mighty Mouse is the pound-for-pound greatest fighter in UFC history. If you gave everyone the same strength and you gave everyone the same physical ability, and then you said, all right, you can take this person's MMA skills.
The only one I may choose over him would be John Jones, just because
I've heard that
the length factor in all if
length isn't a thing, is it?
I mean,
in pound for pound, I'm saying they all have the same body.
I honestly think Demetrius is probably more technically skilled, but I feel like I don't know, something about John has just like the killer instinct. Like he just does things that no one else does. Demetrius, if someone said that, I'm not putting up a big argument, you know what I mean? If like it's Demetrius 1, DJ 1, John 2, Khabib 3, it's like, I don't hate that.
Yeah. I think he's the most well-rounded, you know? Like he's just like, I feel like a step above the mastery level of MMA. John Jones is probably there too.
Right. And Demetrius was there especially for his weight class though. Like he had great wrestling, but then he was I think he hit a flying armbar on Ray Borg. Like just shit like that. Shit no one was doing. Flying knees, like everything. So yeah, I mean,
did we already talk about Derek Lewis?
No, I don't think we've talked about him. How incredible was that?
He's got to be the most electric fighter in the MMA, in the UFC.
Came in with the 6-pack, just said, fuck it. I'm fit Derek Lewis. But yeah.
Didn't plan it.
No, that's the craziest part. And then the whole celebration after was just, I mean, peak Derek Lewis. Taking the shorts off. Ah! And then the X-Pac. I mean, the guy's just
someone came and told him. Someone came and whispered in his ear, put the shorts back on.
Did they?
You know? Well, you see him put the shorts back on,
yeah.
you know, for the interview. It's just like, oh, God.
So good. Yeah, did you see the guy said he couldn't eat? It was like a week after, and he's like, I can't eat right. All my teeth are knocked loose. Like, I don't know what to do.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like fucked
Speaking
up.
Speaking of that, I got a life update.
Ooh, let's hear it.
My roommate, one Dante Scorscia, has broken his jaw. and currently has his mouth wired shut.
Spitting through
Kanye
the
style.
wire. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Tease, how did he break his jaw?
I think kneeboarding.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Damn.
So steak and potato smoothies for the boy.
Is he actually grinding up stacks?
I don't know. I have no idea.
But dude, that's crazy though. Wired shut. So he's really, I mean, eating through the straw and everything.
Yeah. I guess so. He's not here though. He's back home in San Jose. So
Oh wow. Maybe,
yeah, we're missing T's, man. Sending you strength, brother. I know you're listening.
maybe I'll hit him up after this, see if he needs me to bring him any goodies. I don't know what I could bring him that he could eat, but
Some edible smoothie, something like that.
wow. Bring him some sour punch straws so he can slurp stuff down to a sour straw.
Sounds good.
Damn, that sucks though. Kneeboarding, shit. I mean, we know a couple people that have gotten fucking seriously injured doing water sports. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. You hear about things like that and you're just like, why do we do? Like sometimes I feel like we forget how risky some of the things we do are, you know?
Yeah, like even like the cliff jumping, like I've seen that go so wrong on YouTube. And it's like you just land wrong the right way, you know what I mean, you just land wrong and it's like your back's fucked for life. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I have a good story about that. When I was a kid at summer camp, we would take these trips out to like a lake or whatever. It'd be like a big hike, and at the end, and on one of these cliffs, like there's like a dive that you can do. It's like for us, it was like 30 feet, 35 feet maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's pretty big.
Pretty tall.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that the camp counselors would do that was like 50.
Fuck that. That's like you have to wear shoes on. 50 feet's like if you don't wear shoes, your feet are getting fucking torched.
Yeah, that's a tough height. So the first story is when we were kids, everyone does it. They jump off the 30-footer. And then there's the one kid who was kind of the least athletic, like, you know, quote unquote weirder kid in the group, right? Kind of sporadic kid. And he jumps off and straight up, not kidding you, belly flops.
Oh, fuck.
Not even on purpose, just not
just
a good
weight, his belly
ledge.
weight taking him forward.
Yes.
That's so bad. Were you a belly flop kid? Like I mean, I could dive, but when I would go off the diving board, I thought it would always be funnier if I would just belly flop, like full sellout, like starfish, boom, and just land. It was so great. People love it.
No, I'm more of a swan dive type of guy. You know, big open arms, and then the last second
flip it,
down, swan dive. Yeah.
Cool.
And then my big thing, like growing up, would be jumping off the diving board, and my pops would throw me like a little like spongy ball, and I would make diving catches.
There's nothing more fun
out there. So there were some belly flops involved in that game for sure.
Unintentional, exactly, and just get up, your fucking chest is all red. I mean, there's nothing better. We went to the lake or the Delta, I guess, but brought a Nerf football, and we were just throwing divers off the dock, and it was like the greatest thing ever. I mean, nothing brings you right back to being a child than doing divers. So good.
Yeah, I could do it all day, and that's what I've kind of been tapping into recently, is just doing like child things, like playing, you know, like just riding my longboard around with no purpose, just playing.
It's nice.
Or going and playing lacrosse in the park, running around, playing stupid games off the wall, you know, just playing. It's been so nice.
Yeah, got to use that imagination, dude. Sounds stupid, but I mean, you really got to. Imagination. Don't lose your inner dinosaur, as Robert says from Step Brothers.
Well, we might talk about dinosaurs later in the draft. I'm not sure what we're doing for the draft, but
I think TV shows. I think that's the way to go.
Okay.
Before we get into that, I want to talk about one more thing. ESPN. Did you see the news? ESPN acquired Penn Gaming.
Whoa.
Crazy, right? So Penn was with Barstool. Barstool didn't bring in as much share as they thought they would, so they dropped Barstool, sold it back to Portnoy for $1 after buying it for $500 million. How crazy is that? He bought it back.
Sold it back
for $1. So he's now got 100% of his company again for the first time in 3 years. And yeah, because they wanted
still got paid out in
right.
the buyout.
Well, because he still's got shares with Penn. I think their deal was they get 50% of all future deals of the company. So he's like, fuck it, we're never selling. I'm passing it down. Like, I'm never gonna sell. So that's kind of where they got their thing. But Barstool's still gonna use that app, whatever, through Penn Gaming. But the bigger news is ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, self-proclaimed, buys a gambling site. Do you see this as a conflict of interest?
No, I don't see it as a conflict of interest at all.
Maybe that was a bad way of phrasing it. Do you think that ESPN will be able to sway the lines with their headlines easier now that they're connected to Penn Gaming?
Oh, sway the lines.
Yes.
That's
kind of what I meant.
didn't even think about that. I guess so. But couldn't Barstool do the same thing?
Right, but at a much lower scale. ESPN is broadcasting to the world. ESPN is everywhere. It's nationwide. Barstool is big, but they're large part East and Midwest. You know what I mean?
Headline manipulation. This is some Succession shit.
Yeah, and it's who's your boy Shams, whatever his name is. He was he's got a gambling sponsorship, and he released something right before one of the playoff games. I forget about it might have been about the Celtics, but fucking massively shift the lines. And so he got like investigated and a bunch of shit. So it's like, if they're going to do that with him, I mean, what the fuck is ESPN?
Yeah, that's true. I kind of already assumed that they're in cahoots anyway.
That's
maybe not. Maybe this is a new thing. You're right. Maybe this is a new thing, but I feel like Vegas already has the exact edge that they need. I know they're always looking for new ways, but
right. No, that makes sense.
They're the Patriots way, you know. Any advantage they could find within the legal rule books, they'll do it. So,
no, that's a good point. Yeah, I thought it was interesting, and it's like I feel like it just opens so many more doors. Like that big of a company saying, "Fuck it, we're getting behind gambling. Like, let's go." And it's like going to be legal in 17 states right out the get. Probably not California. So dumb.
They say it on the broadcast and things like that. They'll be like, you know, the Chiefs are 7-point favorites tonight. So it's already kind of
right.
The waterfall is flowing at this point.
Yeah, and that's like they have. I think it's like one of the ESPN channels. Like will have like a separate column of all like the spreads and all that sort of stuff. So it's like slowly trickling in, but I guess good to see. Good for gamblers.
Yeah. Scott Van Pelt, he always does his lines on his show, best
bad
bets,
beats and stuff like that. Yeah.
Winning picks. Yeah. So he's already all over it. So makes sense.
And with McAfee there, it'll just be interesting because I feel like they now, I don't know, they kind of can't give like betting advice. Not that they were doing that before, but I just wonder if they're going to have to be more strict on the language they use. I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah. It's a big media landscape, though. I'll say that. I don't know what share ESPN has of it, but it's kind of, there's a lot of people talking about sports.
Yeah, but
so a lot of people can affect the line.
It's ESPN, but they're so big. It's Disney is really what it is. They own all of it.
But like ESPN's just getting smaller and smaller. Less people watch TV.
True, but they're moving to streaming services. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably a good.
Who uses ESPN Plus unless you're watching like college lacrosse or UFC fights? What do you use it for?
I watch old fights.
All right, UFC fights.
Yeah, Ultimate Fighter.
Okay.
I watch baseball.
That don't count. What'd you say?
Baseball, midday baseball games.
Live games.
Yeah. That's all they have. I don't watch any of their talk shit. It's so bad. All their talk shows are horrid.
Richard Sherman is going to be taking over as the new Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, which I don't know. That might be a disaster.
Where's Stephen A. going?
Is he taking over or is he...
Or he's the new Skip.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
He's the new Skip.
Yeah. And
because I was going to say Fox Sports.
Right. Skip and fucking Stephen A. need to get back together. They both know that they're good for each other. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
But did you see Weezy's got a permanent spot on Skip Show now? He's got his, I think it's like a weekly slot with Weezy. So sick. Ledge. All right, well, let's get into it. I think TV shows. You think TV shows the way to go?
TV shows.
Okay, it's easy
I
enough.
want to do that other one a little bit. My mind is telling me yes. But
Which
my
one?
body, the conspiracies.
Oh, I don't have.
We'll save it.
Yeah,
we'll save it.
Because I will miss some. I'll miss some, and I'll be pissed at myself. Yeah. At least TV shows, there's a lot to pick from. And then last draft, it was close at first, but the boy pulled away.
Who's the boy?
Your boy, me.
No, people never see Boys in the Hood.
No, we both had one that was like iffy. People were like, "Who's that guy?" On mine, like Mike.
That was a good one though. We both had good drafts.
It was. I think it ended up being like 60-40, plus or minus a few. But yeah, it was fun. That was a good one. Good one.
Have the tally of who's won or no?
I don't. I was just looking through them before this. I can easily. That's the thing. I know if I look at the list, I could tell you which ones I lost. I'll look back and be like, that was a bad draft night for the boy. Must have been feeling some type of way. But like I said, with that being said, we're gonna draft TV shows tonight. I didn't put any parameter on these. I went all kinds of different TV shows. Anything that's been a running season on TV, I said thumbs up. Yeah. What's like? Is there something you're thinking is not?
Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. I mean, let's just maybe we won't put a limit on it. Let's just put no limits on it.
Okay. All right. Do you want first pick? That's my next question.
I want you to have first pick.
All right. Bada bam bam bam. There it is. Oh shit. First pick. I think they're gonna run the clock out on this one, boys. Let the fans ride.
I'll let you know. My first pick came to me as soon as you set down the parameters or lack thereof. That's my best hint I got for you.
Okay, well, my number one pick, my 101, first overall pick of the TV show draft is going to be The Office. I mean, has to be my most rewatched show of all time. Was my bed show. My Peacock account just got cut off. I don't know what happened there, so I haven't watched it in a couple of weeks, but just the GOAT.
Yep. Yeah, that's a great pick. Great show. I mean, all the characters are so great in that show. Who's the one, like the old guy? Creed? Is it Creed?
Bratton. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I have a theory that he's just like on a different drug every episode.
Ooh.
Some days he's high. Some days he's on speed.
I'll have to watch that. Okay. I'll have to watch that lens because he does always talk about. I mean, that's his thing. He's just a blues player that he's stolen identity and he's living a double life. So I mean, it falls perfectly into line. Other than that, I love Toby too. I mean, people love to hate him, but he is just the GOAT. I mean, I can't say much more. Makes so much to love
about that show. Yeah,
so good. But number one, The Office. All right, here we go. Who you taking?
So I hope this one counts. This is a staple. Whenever I turn on the TV, this is usually what's going on throughout my whole life. SportsCenter.
I'll take it. Yeah, I see where you're going with the parameters now. I was going a different way with it, but I like that.
So was I.
100%. SportsCenter is a great pick. I said The Office was my 101, but SportsCenter is my most watched TV program of all time. It's not even close.
Yeah, whether it was channel 38, channel 262.
Shout out.
You know what I mean? I'll find the channel. I will find the channel. When I was a kid, I used to wear 38 in soccer because it was ESPN, baby.
Holy shit, you're a crazy person. That's awesome, though. Wow, you could write that in. You could get a job at ESPN with that story. I'm fucking convinced of that.
I'm that.
38. I mean, that's old school, but you're right. SportsCenter, it's a something that everyone can tolerate for the most part. Even if you don't like sports, you can kind of at least sit there and deal with it.
Sports Scott, SVP,
The best.
just a lot of good names. Yeah.
And I always say it, and every time SportsCenter's brought up, I feel like I have to. They've been going downhill ever since old Stuart Scott passed away. So get back on your shit, ESPN. But wow,
For real.
SportsCenter, lock it in. All right, number 2, more recent series, another good one. Just rewatched it. I'm gonna have to go with Breaking Bad.
Wow, nice. I've heard that's one of the best. I've seen so many episodes of it, but I've never watched it start to finish. And I know it's just sitting there waiting for me. So that might be one that I hop on soon. It never really has grabbed my full attention.
Yeah, it's tough.
But
it's one of those where it's like you need to watch the first 3 episodes to like get the whole series, but the first 3 episodes are so fucking slow because they're setting everything up. But once you're through that, I mean, I had to watch it because I was like, does this hold up? Like, was it that good? I remember watching it like maybe high school or right after, and I was like, God, definitely holds up. Like, fucking good. Really good show.
this is hard to pick only 5. There's so many great TV shows. I fall in love with the characters and just like ring the bells. In my next choice here, I'm going to explain how when you turn on this show, you're just in New Jersey for the next hour. You just are. You're just in there living with them. And this show is The Sopranos.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Very hyped up show that I did not watch for a long time. I was like, nope, haven't seen it. Everyone else has. I haven't. But when I watched it, boy, I love that show.
Now that is one I couldn't get into.
It takes a little while. At first I was like, what is this? But then after a while, you're there. You're just living with them. You're just in it with them. Hey, T, he's a good owner.
And that's honestly half the reason I don't want to see it is because so many people call each other T and stuff now. And it's like, it kind of irks me sometimes. I'm like, who the fuck's T? I don't want to watch it because of that reason. But I heard like the first episodes of Sopranos, they like made into a comedy. Like they're like funny, like they don't have a laugh track or anything, but they're like have jokes in them. And then they're like, oh, like got a feeling for what it was going to be. And then it became what it was.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sick though. Never seen it. That's like the one people are always like, oh, you haven't seen The Sopranos. I'm like, probably not.
Everything on my list is officially a recommendation from me. So this is going to be great for the listeners, for our loyal fans on Twitter to be like, hey, I've been looking for a new show here. Maybe this is my sign to check out Sopranos.
Love that. Bam, bam, bam. All right, number 3. Now this isn't a 3rd round pick. I'm gonna save that one. Number 3 for me is gonna be Survivor.
Wow.
And I don't know if you guys were a Survivor family, but we used to watch it all the time back in the day. Back when it was Thursday nights, been moved to Wednesdays now, but just a great show. How do you think you would fare on Survivor?
I always like to think about this. I don't think I would be like an S tier or an A tier player, but I think I might be like a B tier player.
That's what you want to be. You don't want to be an S or an A. You want to kind of hide back a little bit. Don't show all your strengths. Kind of just sneak into the end and then make a big play and fucking win it. Now, have I told you my ways that I'm going to get on Survivor? This is all in the works, obviously. I need to record these videos, send submissions, but
yeah.
So my first one is I have a younger sister. You know this, but just for the listeners, Morgan, and we look enough alike to where I could pull this off. I could take her baby pictures and say that I am the first trans kid in California. Boom. On Survivor immediately. Take pictures of her as a girl baby and say, I have transitioned. How do they say no to that?
They say no to that because they're not stupid.
Are you kidding me? All right, next one.
All right, go ahead. I like where your head's at. There's someone in the room that's gonna say, "Guys, this isn't happening. This isn't authentic."
Then I'm gonna say, are
This
you
isn't in good
assuming my
faith."
gender? Are you kidding me? And then we
Yeah.
play the game. Then I get the
Maybe
lawyer.
maybe I don't see it clearly because I do know you and I do know that it's not like a good faith transition or authentic. So maybe that's why and I feel like they might be able to smell that as well.
No. Dude, did you know you have to pass psych tests and everything to like actually play? It's crazy what they put you through. And it makes total sense if you're going to be locked on an island with strangers for 30 days or whatever it is now.
Who are specifically trying to deceive you.
Crazy.
Like they're specifically trying to be untrustworthy. Yeah.
I would, we'll go on in a second, but I would pay top dollar to see a Survivor season with all the people that didn't pass the psych tests. You know how great that would be? Just a bunch of fucking crazy people.
Did you watch the most recent season?
Yeah. With Jam Jam?
Yes, exactly. I just finished watching that whole season.
Oh, good.
And there was someone that I can't believe passed the psych test on that one.
Who?
She made it to the final 3. Was it Christy?
Oh, yeah. The reformed drug addict. Yeah.
Yeah,
kind of crazy.
Awesome. I was so proud of her.
Dude, it honestly was like a roller coaster of emotions the whole series. And like a lot of people in my family watch it, and she reminds me of some of my aunts, and they're like, I could never tell them that because they would take it so offensively. But I'm like, God, you guys are kooky just like this bitch. But I'm surprised she made it that far. Crazy.
I'm surprised the lady that chose to put herself in fire and then did fire in the fastest time ever talked her way out of the money. Didn't
get a single vote. Or was she the second? No, Christy didn't get a single vote. That's right. She ended up losing because she brought Jam. Brought the wrong people. So good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, round 3. Here you go.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, I picked Survivor.
All right. So we're going to go with a show that I recently just put on a couple friends to and that they've been deep diving in. And this is Snowfall. So this one's on Hulu. Have you heard of this one, Jim? Or
Never heard of it.
Have you heard about this story about how the United States government was exchanging weapons to the freedom fighters in South America? I think it's Nicaragua, maybe.
Yeah.
In exchange
Freeway
for
Rick
pure
Ross,
cocaine.
baby.
Freeway Rick Ross. It's the dramatized version of the Freeway Rick Ross story.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that that's really cool. That story's fucking crazy. He didn't know he was selling drugs for the CIA, but he was just a prolific drug dealer.
Yep.
Taught him.
It's that exact story.
Have you watched the whole series
of Snowfall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
right.
Yeah, I'm just making sure because I didn't want to fucking story bust, but yeah, he pretty much taught himself how to read in prison, found out that they were fucking him over on the 3-strike rule, got himself out of prison, and now got his name jacked by the fake Rick Ross. But still a legend nonetheless, if you know who he is.
Yeah, and it doesn't go that deep into the story about prison or anything like that, really. It's more just about the CIA selling drugs, and he's the one, you know.
Sick though, yeah. And could you imagine having no idea and just fucking slanging for the CIA?
Yeah, and there's a very hot debate about whether this show or my next pick, if you don't take it, which one is the better show. So for those that have seen them both, I would love to hear their opinion on that.
Love that. Well, I guarantee I'm not going to take that. So my next one, oof. Now I'm having trouble because this might have to be a 6-rounder.
I'm down.
Okay, perfect. Because this next one I'm going to throw in there. I'm going to go with Full House. I'm going to do it. Pull the Full House card out.
After School Special.
Just a classic. Nothing better than Uncle Joey, Uncle Jesse, and Daddy Danny Tanner. Got Kimmy Gibbler, the annoying next door neighbor. I mean, what's not to love? All the life lessons you ever needed all in one right there. Full House.
I used to watch that every day after school. Either that or Pardon the Interruption. Pardon my interruption.
Good night, Canada.
Same time tomorrow. Go ahead.
So good. Kornheiser, legend. But yeah, no, Full House is one of those that was just like always on TV too. And it's like that and Family Matters. I'm not going to pick Family Matters, so I'll throw it out. That was another great one. But I recently tried to rewatch Full House. Not as rewatch. More of a kid's show than I remembered it being. Let's just say that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Good one, though.
But yeah.
Bay Area legends, that family.
Yes, sir. SF, baby. All right, round 4. Here you are.
So many people have considered this to be the greatest show in television history. And it's an HBO show. It's called The Wire.
Yeah.
Now, this was coming out around the same time as The Sopranos, if I'm not mistaken, kind of mid-2000s, late 2000s. It's just about Baltimore, the cops, and the people selling the drugs. And it's one of my favorite shows. It's 5 seasons deep. Every season's different. It's one of my favorite ones just to throw on. I'll just throw on a random episode. Just middle of season 3, and I'll just dive into it. There's so many different little characters, and it's just a great show.
Now, when you
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, really? Is that where he started?
Method Man. Yeah.
That's sick.
Idris Elba.
Sick.
That guy that died recently who has the scar across his face, Michael K. something maybe.
Not ringing a bell. I don't know.
You would know him if you saw him.
Yeah,
but
sure. Now, what do you mean by every season's different? Is it like?
I'll tell you. So it kind of explores like the different areas of Baltimore City. So
Gotcha.
It starts out in the projects, right? And it shows them like small-time drug dealers, cops investigating things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then season 2 moves to the docks. So it's about like the dock workers and the labor unions, and about like how they illegally like transport drugs to the city, maybe just all different types of shit. Yeah. And then season 3, it comes back. It's kind of more like the street stuff, and then like switching of power between Avon Barksdale's crew and Marlo Stanfield's crew. So it's like a whole thing. But then later it gets into more like the education. So like follow like these 4 kids as they're like going through middle school, and like one of them turns out to go into the street. The other one gets adopted by a cop. The other one becomes a drug addict. The other one like witnesses a crime and fucking goes to foster care. So, and then the last season is more about like the media and the newspaper, and it like shows how the media writes about shit. It's a really good show. I definitely recommend it for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Damn, that's another one like The Sopranos. Everyone's like gotta see it. Like incredible television. Just haven't yet. I always like. I know it shouldn't trip me up, but when someone pulls out a flip phone in a fucking movie or a show, it always like takes me a half second to be like, oh yeah, we used to have those. The old Razor. I
had a flip.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's so good. Makes me want to go back. Honestly, sometimes I'm like, fuck this thing. My phone sucks ass. I have an iPhone 6. Absolute trash.
Wow.
Absolute trash. All right, here we go. Round 5 would have been the last round. All right, I think I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna take Rick and Morty.
Wow.
And for the sole reason that there's no show that makes you think more. Maybe Black Mirror. Black Mirror's up there of kind of mind fucking you, but Rick and Morty really will twist your thoughts up, get you thinking, going to sleep like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. But love the show. No, 2 great characters.
The plots are limitless when you go with a cartoon, or with an animation.
Right.
You could do whatever you want. Time travel.
Well, and that's literally the whole thing is they're going interdimensional. So it's literally you can do anything and it's not out of the realm.
Exactly. So that show's awesome. It reminds me of Futurama a little bit, which I wasn't the biggest fan of, but I hear Futurama is like, for a lot of people, is like top tier. But that's not my next pick. But.
Yeah. No, I wasn't the biggest Adult Swim guy. I mean, just that whole channel, like Robot Chicken, none of that shit was really like very funny to me. But Rick and Morty does something.
Yeah.
That's number 5. Here we are.
A little jealous of that pick, Jim.
It snuck down there, not gonna lie.
because there's so many different directions you can go with TV shows. I started with SportsCenter, but then after that, I'm going with like my favorite like series, like
Right.
shows. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm gonna keep it going on the same theme. We're going back with another HBO heavy hitter. It's more recent. We're going with Succession. I love that show. That is an awesome show.
Now Succession. I've never watched it, never heard anything about it. What, I mean, I've seen the memes and shit, but what's it about? I know it's like a family that like is taking over a company.
Imagine the Jeff Bezos of media.
Okay.
Jeff Bezos / Warren Buffett. Like old dude, but of media. Owns all the news, owns all the newspapers, all that stuff. And so essentially he's able to sway the market whichever way he wants to go. So he's pretty much like beyond billionaire.
Right.
Limitless money, right? So it's pretty much that family and their whatever. So it's about the whole family and like he's getting older. So it's like who's going to take over the family business? If it falls apart and all the stock goes down, they're all fucked. It's just this like, it's pretty much the whole succession plan. You know, is someone else going to come and buy them? Are they going to buy out something bigger? It's just this crazy thing. But yeah, great show.
Yeah. And that's like another one that capped it, like that all over social media. Like you couldn't escape it when it's on. There's no escaping it.
For good reason. So many good characters in there, such great writing. Like you'll see, you know, the billionaire, he has like his banker and he has his like team, you know, that just like flies with them all around the world or whatever it is. But like there's the one guy on the team that just always says like just weird shit that's out of place at any given moment. Like they're all making a toast about the acquisition. He just goes, "Country roads, take me home." It's just like
just the vibes like guy. You need a vibes guy in the crew.
Vibes guy, truly vibes guy. So funny shit.
I love that. Another one, yeah, and maybe that's now that I'm looking at our list. Maybe I just need a getaway when I watch stuff. I don't want to be fucking sweating my balls off, nervous as shit, because that's what it's looking like. I gotta relax when I'm watching TV. But round 6, here we go. Now this one was where I was going with the out of bounds. I mean not out of bounds, but kind of odd. I'm gonna go with Cops. One of the longest running TV shows ever. I think they just started coming back, doing episodes. Legendary. I mean, nothing makes me feel better than seeing a scumbag get slapped on, get some cuffs slapped on him and thrown in the back of a cop car. Just police doing justice, and yeah, nothing better. Love to see it.
Yeah, that show makes me sweat sometimes.
Nah, I see what you did there. Get your feet off the couch.
Good times. I can't say I've really watched too much Cops in my day. Maybe a few clips on YouTube, but of him being like, "You got any weed in the car?" It's like, "Yeah, I got some weed right here." He's like, "You know what? Being honest with me, you know what I mean? He's gonna give me the weed. It's all good, man." And
that's what, dude, and that's honestly what people hate that show because it's like showing people at their worst moments in life. But I'm like, I mean, one, you kind of put yourself there. I mean, knock on wood. I'm sure I do stuff I'm not supposed to. And two, like, I don't know. I feel like it shows the good side of policing as well. You know what I mean? Like it shows you some real fucking scumbags that need to be cleaned up off the streets So Cops, lock it in. The Goats. All right, number 6.
Decisions. I don't know if I want to make a pick for myself and my personal show Rex that I want people to go watch, or a show that everyone knows and loves.
Ooh.
And I think I'm gonna keep it pure.
Nice. With
the show that I think is the best show, and that's gonna be Industry, another HBO show.
Another one I haven't
seen.
Starring
Little Glen Middle School's own Myha'la Herro.
Oh, you're still pandering. Even when I thought you were getting away from pandering, you're still pandering. This is...
How am I pandering?
Oh, Willow Middle School zone.
We're gonna put the picture. You better put the picture of her too.
I'm not. I'm
She's on the cover
specifically
holding
choosing.
a baseball bat.
I'm specifically choosing another one because she unfollowed me and pretends like she has no clue who I am. So I have no clue who she is.
She unfollowed me too, though. Don't worry.
Nah,
It's still all love. I love that show. I'll rewatch it a million times. Season 3 coming soon. But
love that.
It's great.
Do you know what my Hollis means in whatever language that is? I forget what language it is, and I don't want to make a incorrect assumption.
What's it mean?
If I'm correct, which I think I am, because I'm pretty sure Sharif told me this, I think it means unexpected gift, which is like, it's cool, but it's also like pretty funny. Like once you get older and like, no, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
But funny. Nah, all love to my Hall. I can't believe that that's like crazy to actually see someone we went to like middle school with do something like that. Wild.
She's got a movie coming out with Seth Rogen next month.
What movie?
Dumb Money.
Never heard of it. I don't know.
You know who needs Manscaped?
Who?
Seth Rogen.
I thought you were going to say my Hall House. Jeez, man. Lighten up. Seth Rogen does need Manscaped. Code Trough, 20% off free shipping. But that's it, folks. That's the draft. Let me read them off. We'll start with me. I went Office, Breaking Bad, Survivor, Full House, Rick and Morty, and Cops. Then we go Josh, you went SportsCenter, The Sopranos, Snowfall, The Wire, Succession, and Industry. Honestly, I thought you were going to say Jersey Shore when you said this puts you right into New Jersey with them. I was like, is this scumbag picking Jersey Shore?
No. Some honorable mentions for me were Jimmy Neutron, SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Looney Tunes. I can't believe I didn't pick Looney Tunes. That was really the one That was the one I was going to pick instead of Industry, but I was like, no, let me make this more of a show wreck thing.
Yeah. Boy Meets World, Hell's Kitchen, Psych.
Oh, Next Level Chef is my favorite cooking show.
That's Mikey's on that shit right now. I haven't watched it yet. He said it's worth it. Gordon Ram's Ledge. What do you say?
I said at his best. Gordon Ram's at his best.
Exactly. What are you? A shit sandwich.
Wait, are you talking about Volo kickball champ, Mikey?
That's right. They did win the championship, undefeated all the way through. They may have taken it a little serious, but that's okay. They're winners. They're winners. You're not going to put someone in a sport and tell them not to win. So that's it. It's crazy. But that's the show. That's it. Thank you for doing this with us, y'all. Until next time. Adios.
Peace.